Alright guys, so in this section we're going to get started with the DOM. Now up to this point we've been learning the main fundamentals of JavaScript. We've been doing, working with the console, looking at things like conditionals, variables, arrays. These are the building blocks of the language and they are critical, but now we're going to get to actually use this stuff in combination with the browser, with the DOM. Alright, so what is the DOM? It stands for the Document Object Model, and it's basically a structured representation of an HTML document. It can be thought of kind of as a tree of nodes or elements created by the browser. Okay, and when I say node or element, I mean any of the HTML tags, the HTML tag, the body tag, H1s, pretty much anything that is in the document. And we can use JavaScript to manipulate these DOM elements or nodes. The DOM is object-oriented, meaning that each node has its own set of properties and methods that we can change, we can add, we can remove. You may have seen diagrams like this one right here. Now, the browser gives us a window object, and inside that we have a document object. Okay, and this represents just that, the loaded document or web page. And then we have a root element underneath that, which is the HTML tag, or the HTML element. Then from there we have body tags, and we have a head tag and body tag, which are actually siblings. You can see they're on the same level in this tree. And then in the head we have things like meta tags, we have our title. In the body we have, of course, our output, which is H1 tags and links and HTML5 semantic header tags, footer tags, things like that. So if you are not too familiar with JavaScript, but you've built HTML pages with some CSS, then this probably looks very familiar. You're just thinking it's an HTML page. But what you probably don't know is that we can manipulate this stuff with JavaScript, okay, pretty easily. And there are libraries like jQuery which technically make it a little bit easier, but it's really worth learning how to do this stuff with vanilla JavaScript, especially now with query selector, and you can do things pretty much just as easily as you would with jQuery as far as DOM selection and manipulation. Okay, not using jQuery makes it faster. We don't have the overhead of the extra library, so it's definitely worth learning. One of the analogies that I like is that when you use jQuery to select elements from the DOM, it's kind of like using a sledgehammer to kill a mosquito. Alright, so we won't be using jQuery in this course. It's going to be strictly vanilla JavaScript. Now what I want to do in the next video is I want to take a look at this object right here, the document object. Okay, so this has just a ton of different methods and properties and stuff attached to it. So we're going to just go ahead and console log just a bunch of stuff from this just so we can take a look at what it contains. And then after that we'll move on to the different ways to select things from the DOM, such as document.getElementById and using our query selectors, things like that. Alright, so I will see you in the next video.